What's up, Bladers, and welcome back to another Maryland Match Finals review. Uh, I've got a special one today because I've got my friend Geetster99 here, who was both the judge, to help me and my opponent, Dragreus, analyze the footage. How you doing today, Geetster?
Doing pretty good.
And you, Dragreus, how are you doing?
What's up? I'm pretty good. I think this is the first time that all three people in the video are actually in the chat though this time.
Yeah,
It's kind of
that's
dope.
cool. That's awesome. And I really do appreciate you taking the time to look at my match and help me figure out what I did wrong. I'm gonna ask both of you guys, what I do wrong. Some of this stuff that happens is a little bit goofy.
Yeah,
I,
I was
I
gonna
was
say
about
I watched it over, and some of it's goofy. There's some stuff that's like we can look at it. We'll figure it out
Okay.
as we'll go through it.
All right. So I guess I let's see. I knew that this was a mirror or this was a close mirror, right? And I made a conscious decision not to change what my deck was. I don't know why. That might be making a mistake, but I just kept with what was working. Um,
I think that's fair. I was gonna
I was
ask
about
you.
to
This was gonna be the first thing I asked about deck selection on both sides here, and especially you, Elliot, because yours is slightly different than like the norm.
um,
I mean, don't fix it if it ain't broke, you
yeah,
know.
right. You've been doing so well, so you're running the same deck that's been winning.
Yeah, I think I've just copy and paste the winning combos the last like 3 times I've won.
Well,
I pretty much changed
that
nothing.
is really impressive, to be honest. I had been running Scorpio on low rush for a while, but it just went out of the stadium too much, so I switched back to the rush.
Yeah, that's why I've been playing it on Rush too, honestly. Like low Rush just for some reason just goes over the lip too easy.
See, I haven't had that problem personally, but I totally get it.
Hmm.
Scorpio is the only thing that I put on low rush that doesn't do that, so I totally understand.
I think I led with Scorpio here because I won the coin flip.
Yeah, so it looks like you win, you pick B side, and this first matchup is Dragoon versus
Yeah.
Scorpio. So I'm gonna just play this real quick. All right, so that was over finish.
Yeah.
Um, so for Dragreus here, how hard were you launching the Dragoon?
Um, give or take about maybe like half. I wasn't trying to launch like super hard because I know I'm just gonna like get beepoed and like fly out. But like I also wasn't trying to like launch too light because I had a match earlier in the day where I did that and it just I ended up getting extremed because of it. So I was like trying to go like mid.
Okay, okay. And Elliot, how do you approach this? Because I personally struggle with this matchup.
Um,
I can't seem to get Scorpio to win this.
I think in this I'm trying to be angled in the bowl and aim for early contact. He has the side he can stall on, but he actually
Yeah.
goes for the outside. That's really interesting. I,
Well, I mean, it kind of makes sense because he can hide in this like this bottom right corner here
oh, by
from you.
going around in a circle.
So my thought process was actually like you see that initial connection where it like kind of looks like we're both going towards the extreme pocket. I was kind of hoping to see if I could get like that little cheese hit right there and get you into the
Mm,
extreme to get the early 3 points. It just didn't work out for me.
All right, we see this matchup a couple times, so we'll go back to it because we'll see it
Yeah.
on both sides here. So this one is Scorpio versus the Rod Hexa. And I really wanted to ask you about this Rod Hexa combo because, I mean, especially this week's tournament here, I saw it winning a lot. And I just want to ask you how you like it and like what matchups you like using it in and stuff like
I
that.
mean, I think it should be favored into this. I don't win this battle, but I, I think it should be pretty favored into this.
Okay.
Yeah, I was about to say I think I actually mentioned something about that right before we launch too. I was like, I think I'm cooked in this one.
And then you also made the switch from the winder to the string launcher, or you decided to go with the string launcher here
Mhm.
first. What made you pick that?
Because I'm because I'm a defense type into an attack type.
Okay.
Yeah. So yeah. Maybe I should have tried more stalling up on the hill to launch, but
Yeah, he got a really good hit off of you. You avoided
Yeah,
him for a while.
yeah. I was about to say, I just got a
Just the
really
one clean hit.
good shot there.
Like, I feel like all the stamina and defense stuff that gets caught at that spot just always gets KO'd into this pocket. It doesn't matter what it is. If you get caught like right there, it's like really bad a lot of the times.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
just
and
a
it's like
clean hit.
right there. Yeah.
Because it's like far enough. It's not far enough where like sometimes they'll come off and they'll like skip off
right.
to the side or
But you're
whatever.
right down
There's
the
not enough
barrel, man.
distance here. Yeah, there's no distance. Yeah, it was just a clean hit. I feel like that happens with the Hexa where it gets hit cleanly. It's uh just depends on how well the contact works out. Is what it
Yeah,
is.
maybe I should be.
Yeah,
I
I was
don't
about
know
to
if we.
say I. Good.
No,
Sorry.
you go ahead.
I was just gonna say I feel like Hex is like a little harder to like stall with. That's all I was gonna say.
Oh yeah, for sure. I was gonna say maybe I should be switching to low orb. Like
All right, and
See,
then
maybe I just.
low orb is a little harder to stall with too,
Well,
though.
I'm not stalling.
Like it's harder than ball at least.
not really stalling.
Yeah.
Or at least I wasn't in this match.
all right. So this one is Rod Low Orb against Dragoon E.
Yeah.
And this one doesn't end the way I expect it to.
I don't I
Um,
soft launch too hard here,
see what
or
happens.
I soft launch too much here. You can already see that I'm spinning slower than him, and then after we go around the line, I'm spinning so much slower than him. So
Yeah. Honestly, I think it was fine until you hit the line.
Yeah. I was about to say because you could have like recovered from launching lighter. It's just the way you hit the line, like right there. It just kind of like like you're tilting too much here at this point. That's pretty much what kills you. It's just that tilt.
Because we get a lot of contact here as a Dragoon. And then like this is like pretty
and then
ideal. And then
I
it's just
do a
hitting the
whole line and come off it so tilted, but I think
Yeah.
it's because I was too slow. I remember when I launched this thing, that was too light.
Yeah. I think it was fine literally till you hit the
That's
line.
so
It looked
interesting.
pretty winnable.
Okay.
But I mean, how do you launch against Dragoon in this matchup, Dragreus? Because I seen this win a couple times. You beat me like twice in a row on it in like a previous tournament, and I have no idea how people do it because I can't. I just
I'll be real. It's just like slight tilt, pull as hard as I can, and hope for the best.
okay.
That's pretty much the only thing I got for that matchup.
Okay, so it's like similar to what I do with ball. It's just
Yeah.
I feel like it might be less consistent, but I mean, if it works, it works. Is what it is.
Yeah.
All right, so this is
The Goon
a
Mirror.
Dragoon
Yeah.
mirror, and Elliot, you swap to the left winder here.
Yeah.
Why do you? Why is that?
I don't know. If you watch the channel, the Guzzy interview, Guzzy's like, "This is the way to beat the Dragoon Mirror." So I was like, "Okay." I think he's right. I think I think he's got it. Where doing the steep tilt now, I'll lose this a couple times, and because I didn't do the tilt steep enough. I think this one I actually take it though.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I was
this
about to
one
say,
you
I
do
think you
win.
get the first one.
I think
I'll be real. There's two strategies where you can do the Goon Mirror. This is one, and then the other one's just pull and hope you get the burst before they do.
Is that what you were trying to do here?
That's pretty much what I do in the Goon Mirror, cause like I can't ever get the right angle to win the Goon Mirror, so I have to like kind of rely on like the power on it, and like I've noticed that my Dragoon doesn't burst as often as other people's, So I feel like I just got a really good like mold on my 560.
I say because you can just see it from this frame here that like the launch strategies are totally different, and I think
Yeah.
it's really interesting because I don't think anyone's like truly solved this mirror match. I don't know if it is one that's like just do this win. Like there's so much weird stuff that'll happen
Yeah.
because like Elliot, you replicate this same thing almost
Yeah, but I don't do it
multiple
right.
times in the match.
Like I don't know. When I look at the match, I would say like it's a really the hardest thing about Beyblade is you experience reality and you're faced with the question: is my idealized launch strategy correct? Should I keep trying my idealized launch strategy, or do I need to take a step back and pick up a new idea of how to launch into this matchup? Currently, I'm convinced I did it wrong.
All right, so this is the rod, I guess mirror, but not really because we're on totally different bits here.
Yeah,
And this one,
this saves my butt. This is the only reason I got a game.
yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say that was the
But
weirdest
did you see? No, no. But did
reaction
you
there.
see me? But like, watch how I no, roll it back to show how I stand. Yeah, like I'm like, yeah, this is how this needs to go, and I'm like, hey, let's stand like this, and like extreme power stance, full send, all the way up in the center of the bowl, and you know, I like I got what I was aiming for. I got lucky, but I did get what I was aiming for. But I did,
I mean,
Yeah,
you kind of have to in this. It's
yeah.
like you have to go for this. Are
yeah.
you trying to angle or anything here? Or are you just flat launching this as hard as you
I'm
can?
flat launching so I can go in the circle.
Okay, that's what I thought watching this over. I didn't know if there was anything else to it. Um, Dragreus, did you mean to land where you did here or no?
Not yes and no. So I wanted to land there, but I was actually trying to get more of a tilt so I could ride the ridge the other way.
Mm,
Because I saw that
Okay,
he was flat launching. I knew he was gonna try and do something. I just wasn't sure what. So I wanted to be on the other side, but I just didn't ride it. That's all.
so your intention was like basically you were trying to reverse dash to avoid
Yeah, yeah. I was
early.
trying.
Okay,
Yeah,
but you
I
didn't
was
want
trying
to
to
like
reverse dash to at least
flick it
conserve
or anything.
stamina.
Okay, I can see that. Yeah.
Like if for no other reason than to conserve the stamina, because I know that technically in the stamina match I win.
hmm I guess the other part of this is low orb and the way it gets flung around the line.
Yeah.
Yeah, low orb is really really hard to reverse X,
Mm-hmm.
and I'm surprised I get it off as often as I do,
Because
because
I've
it's
had
so hard.
matches against low orb where I've had to try to KO them or something, and if you can get it pushed onto the line, it'll throw itself out so
Yeah.
often. All right, so this is game two. We flipped the stadium, and I think this is the same matchup but reversed game
Mm-hmm.
one. Yep.
Except,
Yeah.
so what do you run your goon on? Is it you run it on 6 as well? So
560.
I,
None of my sixes were
yeah.
good. They were all super bursty, so I
Bro,
couldn't. I could not run 660 to save my life.
I made a good 660, but I'm still the one bursting here, so I'm tempted to go to 9 or something.
I don't know how, because I really like the way 660 like sits on it and it like levels it out really nicely. It
Mm.
doesn't like jump around or anything, but it does burst a little more to me. At least like
Yes.
ratchet bursting, it's hard to avoid the bit bursting unless you sit there and pick all your
Mm-hmm.
ratchets apart and stuff. But I mean,
I will say that when I was trying it on 960, I was bursting a lot more than I was on 560. I don't know if that's like my stuff or what, but
all right.
my 960 is like kind of not great.
Yeah, so I light launch again here. Um, but this time I get just the right amount of light launch so that I tank an extreme, just a clean extreme, and I'm just like not spinning enough for it to hurt me. Yeah, light launch and trying to launch on the hill.
I say it's almost kind of risky what you do here, but I mean it works out. Because being
really?
caught in this
But like
corner,
I
yeah,
feel like I'm falling out of it like immediately.
yeah, you do. That's what I'm saying. You got out of it fast enough where it didn't matter. But
Oh.
if you hung there for a bit longer, he like pinches you in between the line and stuff, and it's like really bad.
Yeah.
Hmm. Interesting.
I'm always afraid of that happening because whenever it does happen to me, like I like explode.
I feel like you actually asked me about that the other day too. It's like how I launched. It was either you or Andy that asked me why I launched Dragoon the way I do into attack, and it's like specifically to get it to the other side. Like it doesn't matter what side I'm on. I just want to be on the opposite side.
Oh, interesting. Okay.
Say the LAD here was really close too.
Yeah.
That's a lot closer than expected. I've seen
Oh,
Low
fuck
Rush
you.
beat this matchup before, but it's not very often. It'll just like randomly stand up and knock the Dragoon over. So this is another one of these rod matchups. I think.
So this
Or
is
no.
my
Oh,
my Scorpio into his Dragoon. So I pull out the full winder. So it's basically a mirror of what we just did, right?
it's just yeah. That just tripped me up. I'm like, oh, all right. So this time both Dragoons won.
Yeah.
Did we make any adjustments between the matches here from like the first time we had this matchup and the second time? Or we just didn't get the right kind of contact for the Scorpio to win?
I think I'm probably tilting too much when I launch. Oof. That was crazy. Why don't your shit burst?
I told you my 560 is
Bro,
nutty.
that's whack. Cause you pinch me like that later and I just explode.
He just caught the rail. Didn't
Yeah.
that is like that looks like it should go in the pocket here. Just did it.
Just did nothing. And then after that I don't get any good oh,
Yeah,
I guess I had a couple good hits.
you get decent contact here.
And
You don't really
Yeah.
get anything off the rail though. It's all like just from the middle.
yeah.
Yeah, no, honestly, I thought you were gonna get the outspin when I saw the tilt though, at first.
A couple of those hits in the middle, if I had left you that tilted, I would have outspun you. But I beat you back,
Yeah.
beat the sense back into you, beat you back upright.
This is the rod matchup then.
Yeah. So I think I'm trying the same thing here, right? Pull as hard as I can,
Looks like
land
yeah.
right, I don't know, right in the horn. So this is the
Yeah,
goofy time. This is goofy times, right?
yeah, I think I just hit you like as I fell down, and like
Yeah,
it just kind of like set everything in
You
weird
did 3
motion.
X dashes, and I'm the one who ended up out of the stadium.
he just caught you.
You did a triple X dash.
Extreme dash triple.
Bro, the triple dragonic break.
But you can tell that you land in a way better spot here, Dragreus. Look at this.
Yeah, I was about to say I go more for the middle this time because
Yeah.
I'm like, if he's gonna try and circle around, I might as well just try and tank it.
Yeah, so it's almost the opposite of what you intended to do the first time where you're like, I'm gonna stall on the outside. You
Yeah,
decided to sit in the middle and you dodge him this way. Because
yeah,
now he never makes contact.
yeah. I was about to say that first like contact when we first like launch in kind of like stops him from riding the rails too. So it's like, and then he just randomly hits me into it, and Armageddon happens, I guess.
Bro. Like, I was expecting to lose 1 point, but losing 2 points there was not really fair.
Yeah, no, that one was rough.
And this is a Dragoon mirror again.
Oh yeah.
So
I don't
here,
remember how this one goes
I'm
actually.
pretty tilted, so I think I end up winning this one. I think the ones that I don't win, I think I'm actually too flat. That was at least my read on what was going on. Oh shit.
Oh no, yeah,
This is the one
that
when
was
he
the burst.
caught you.
Fuck. Okay, I have no idea what Beyblade is. You tell me what I'm doing wrong, Jared.
So this one, like, it looks like this tilt almost gets you into a stall on like the bad half here for him because he just catches you
I
perfectly.
mean, it's like, but uh, like you'd call that the safe hill from left side attack. Like I should be, if I was like
I
1 inch up,
yeah, I
I'd
was
be
about to say
safer.
this is like honestly weird because like I'm like on the rail and then I come off. It looks like I come off like right
Oh
before,
yeah, why don't you?
and like it gets me at the right
Yeah.
thing.
Yeah, say I don't know if the elevate even. I mean, this is like crazy, like reverse dash. I don't know if you meant to do that, but that was really crazy. Like
I
I've seen the elevate do that.
I meant to stall a little bit. I will admit that I didn't mean to stall there.
Yeah, I mean it worked out. It
Yeah.
doesn't even look like you catch the rail here. Like there's no like you never
Oh
really
no,
caught
I
it to
like
begin with.
no, yeah, I like bounce off of it.
You're
Okay.
never gonna go around.
Mm.
Yeah, it just does that weird like bounce along thing.
So you think I should angle in a different direction?
Possibly. Like this is why I'm always afraid of angling too hard in this matchup because I feel like this stuff does happen.
Mm.
Because he kind of flatten you out by pushing you outside. If you stay in the middle, you keep this angle longer.
Yeah.
But since you ended up getting pushed out, it flattened you out here, and it's just left you hanging up there. I don't know if there's anything you can do about that. I mean,
Mm.
it's kind of hard to like avoid this contact after a while. This mirror match just gets so wonky. He just caught you at like the perfect spot, and he's like he like is shorter than you here because the bowl,
Mm.
so he just catches the
Oh
rat.
yeah, it's like kind of like an upper attack.
Yeah, I mean you can see that this is above this one.
Yeah, 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 because it's like right. I'm hitting that lip like right before the contact, so it's like almost perfect.
Ouch.
And then you just so we flip back.
Yeah, and I don't know. I think I'm pulling out Goon here. No, no. Yeah, I pull out Scorpio.
This is Scorpio mirror.
Oh yeah, this was the one where I was thinking, okay, my goon didn't do too well into this last time. Let me go see if I can anti-attack the attacker.
Yeah, I guess I just did it wrong. I guess. Just immediately to destroy it, and I luck out and only get the buyback.
Yeah. So I think
160 did the
are you
thing.
both
It's
trying
fine.
to just launch flat here?
I want to be a little tilted, so I stall for a little bit, but he's
Okay.
actually flat, and I think that's the problem.
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I wanted to like get as quick contact as possible in this one.
Mm.
It almost works out for you, Elliot. I think it's like
That should
if
be
you
the
get
title
out
of
of
the
this
video.
middle, if you almost if you get out of this like inner circle like just ever so slightly sooner, like if you're just like a
Yeah.
couple
Yeah, I
centimeters
was about to say like
over,
that.
you
I was about to
totally
say it's
miss
that
him.
danger zone again.
You totally miss him.
Mm.
And oh
Rocked.
yeah. But I mean we the 160 helped us out of the
Yeah.
pocket. One after all that. So I mean well honestly in the attack mirror I'll take that. Unless it's literally game point, I'll take
Right.
it. 1 point loss, whatever.
Insert the Gimli meme. That still only counts as one.
Okay, I think I win only one more point here. I think. think, I think this is it.
Let's say I
Yes.
honestly don't remember this last round.
That's because it had a bunch of
say,
I'll
I
be
was
touch
real.
watching.
I was
Go ahead.
well, I was so worn out, especially because of like having Apollo
Yeah.
there and it was great having my little cheerleader, but like he wears me out a lot.
Yeah, he's a little
I'll be real.
rambunctious. You can see him dancing and cheering and doing his little gremlin thing in the background.
This Rod Hexa combo, I watched it win this matchup like all day. I think this is the closest, like, or smallest margin it won by, but it still won.
Yeah.
I'm just a big wheel, so I roll.
Yep. All right. How are you intending to launch into this Dragreus? Because
So it Dragoon against pretty much any rod, I like try and tilt and get like the early contact and then kind of hope for like some big hits, maybe cheese a knockout, but like for the most part I'm just trying to like get them off balance as quick as possible. It just didn't work
I
here.
when I went over this before doing this interview now, the way I thought you were trying to just try to KO him.
So that kind of it's more to get the early contact, not necessarily to just straight KO, but I do like if it happens, it happens, you know.
Okay. And then how are you launching this, Elliot? Because
Flat and hard. Like
I didn't know how hard you intend to launch in this matchup.
hard. I want to knock him out or burst him, and I want to outspin. So I'm pulling as hard as possible, maximum.
Yeah, we don't really have any left spins that like really slow mo burst yet, so it's kind of fine.
Because whenever I sit here and like I want to use like Wolf Hexa, or like I've never tried playing Rod Hexa in a tournament, but like Wolf Hexa, it's like sometimes you launch hard and they just like toss you around because of it. I don't know if it's just because of that or not, or maybe it's just Wolf being Wolf. I feel like you get tossed around and then you just tilt over too much late game and then lose. But I guess maybe Rod helps you stay up more.
Yeah, so like Wolf is like top heavy. It's a little tall. All the metal's up high.
Yeah.
And so it's good into stamina matches where there's lots of contact, but it's really like tink, 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 and you're like getting your gimmick to go off. If your gimmick's not going off, you're just a little top heavy. You're like the same height as Scorpio. That's where your metal is. That's where the mass is distributed. So I personally feel like the wolf gets kicked around a lot more.
Yeah, okay. That's kind of the conclusion I came to, and that's really why I don't try to play that combo anymore. It's kind of why I fell off of it. Because I have seen it like beat Dragoon like by a lot, but it's not worth it
Yeah,
to me because I feel like it's not consistent enough. It
that's I
feels
feel
like a
like that's
lot of
my
these right spin things, other than this Rod Hexa thing, don't really beat Dragoon that way consistently.
yeah, I was about saying
It's also harder to run those in general, but
considering that wolf combo is pretty much just for Dragoon, it kind of hurts a lot.
yeah. It's like I want to run these like right spin hexa combos and like Dragoon counters. It's so hard in the way 3v3 works. But all right, so this is Rod against Dragoon. Let's see what happens in this one. This one is like the goofy one. This one's very, yeah.
It
What
it
happens
did what I wanted here, but not the way I expected it to happen.
So
here? You just tap them in the rail and you just throw himself
I
out.
just I'm back tilting
Yeah,
too hard here. I think that's my conclusion. When I'm back tilting too hard
Yeah,
on the launch.
yeah. I have that written down. I'm like, why do you tilt it backwards?
Well, I tilt it backwards because it pulls me towards away from the pockets. But
So
a-
yeah, I see
and I
that.
think
Yeah.
actually both the times, because I think we have this matchup and I get flung out earlier. and I'm tilting backwards, and I'm either tilting backwards too hard or I just shouldn't be tilting backwards because it pulls me up here, right? It pulls me up into the line, and then I go around.
Yeah, I've always favored just like a normal, like kind of like front tilt, I guess, not like tilting backwards. I don't really like doing that with anything. I'm always afraid that I exposed a ratchet to my opponent early like this.
Yeah. I guess the thing I don't want to do is be close to the X zone. So
Yeah, I get that for sure. I'm not worried about getting like KO'd by Rod though. So that's why I just say screw it and I'll just bank normally and put myself in front of it at the beginning. And if it happens, it is what it is. It's kind of hard to avoid it sometimes.
Yeah.
But I just get nervous about doing it. So like just because of the burst risk. But you kind of just hit the line after this first contact here, and it just throws you out.
And
Are you launching very hard, or?
I'm launching pretty hard to try to outspin this stamina combo. Yeah. And that's part of why I want to be tilted too, because I don't want to interact with the line.
Yeah.
But maybe I should be flatter.
Yeah, like I was trying to get you to hit the line, but I wasn't expecting you to go out. I was just trying to get you to ride it a couple times to get that destabilization going.
All right, and then this is, I think this is game point, right? And then this is another Dragoon mirror. And it looks like both of you play it exactly the same.
So this is the one that's the draw.
Yeah.
Yeah,
this one they ended.
One.
This is the tie, but I don't think you guys make any adjustments between the two.
I don't think I launch. I don't think I perform the launch properly when I do it the second time. I'm supposed to be really tilted in the bowl. I don't think I get it.
Yeah, I was about to say. I think I changed my placement maybe, but that's about it.
I love the reaction of everyone involved here.
Just the simultaneous, dear God, why is this happening?
I'm like, oh man, I'm glad I don't have to judge that. That's what that face is to me.
Yeah.
So here, I'm not enough in the bowl. I'm too high on the hill, and I'm not tilted enough. So I fly out.
Oh, I see. I see what happened. I launched a little flatter in this one. I don't think it was intentional, but I launched a little flatter.
Really?
Yeah.
Like your hand as a Dragreus,
my
your
hand like
kind of
flattens out a little bit, yeah.
And then you like end up all the way over here.
That's crazy, bro.
Yeah. It's like almost like a last second change up. I don't remember if this was intentional or not, I'm not gonna
lie. And you got this little drop launch and it was like pretty
good. He hit me with the drop launch. No wonder I lost.
I'll be real, that is the only launch I have not actually tried to learn.
I guess
so it is completely unintentional here.
Yeah, if you see that I'm lining up to do that, you do have the space to just do the drop launch on me. And I can't do anything about it.
It's crazy. I think Andy actually pointed out that I did that the other day too.
It's so interesting because it's like one of you is taking this way, like this defensive approach. You're trying to win the outspin, and then we have Dragreus here trying to KO and burst the other Dragoon more often than trying to outspin it. I think it's really interesting. I don't know which way is better yet.
Mine just works better for me. I feel like it's pretty much just whichever one works better for you. Because I think Guzzy did the same thing that Elliot was doing, and he was winning the Goon Mirror against me.
Mm-hmm. I'm no Guzzy.
So it's like, I think at this point it's just, where like who's more used to the launch and like where it is at that point, if that makes sense.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm making sense right now. I'm not gonna.
No, you're more comfortable with this strategy, is what you're saying. You think that's what the
Yeah,
difference
yeah,
is.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is the same matchup, same side, and everything from earlier. Here. And this time, Elliot's strategy seems to work more.
Yeah.
I think he just must have. Did you like light launch here, Joel? Was that the issue? And you started launching harder.
Not not that I remember. I remember pulling harder,
But
but not not being where I wanted to be, if that makes
yeah,
sense.
this is
Because
this is exactly how I want it to be. In the bowl, in the middle, hard tilt.
You almost got the 2 off that. But we only
yeah,
landed.
like I am very surprised I didn't fly out of them at some
I
point.
mean, you're in the box.
Yeah.
Really? Damn.
Yeah, like I mean, he
Yeah, I
hit like
like
near
bounce
here.
off the walls. Yeah. Just ping pong it, it's fine.
Yeah, it kind of just killed your stamina though.
Yeah.
I've been trying. I haven't tried like the super hard angle with this matchup at all. I've been more in the like I guess Joel's camp of trying to like KO stuff or burst it or something. And it just doesn't work out. So like I don't know. Maybe I have to try this little thing here.
Who
See if that's
who
better.
ended up being the Dragon Lord when we
I did.
and you still don't
Yeah.
know?
I still don't know.
That's funny.
I I love and hate this mirror match because I think it's very interesting in the way that you can play it in like a bunch of different ways and like stuff always seems to be like going all over the place and it's like fun to watch but
Yeah.
it feels like sometimes whatever you do doesn't matter and sometimes it feels like it's like the like everything that you did for your launch matters.
Yeah.
Oh
I'll
yeah.
go back to the Scorpio mirror. Where is this at? This is game 3. Right? Let's see if there's anything else we gotta do here. This is the only time we get this mirror match.
Yeah. Yeah, because the round 3 is literally the one where I'm like, okay, this didn't work out for me trying to go the Dragoon into the Scorpio, so I'm gonna try and swap it up a little bit.
So did you stuck with like pretty much the same order the whole way through until this one, right? Like the first 2 games you play Dragoon first or no?
Yes. Yeah. I almost never start Rod first.
Okay.
It's I don't know why. It just doesn't ever go well for me unless like I just know what I'm playing against and I know I'm gonna run into the attack type. I normally just get cooked randomly from it. So I just stopped putting the rod first ever.
And so how much thought do you guys put into like your order like between games or even for game 1? Like do you guys have like a certain way you go about it depending on which side you're on or is it always like default this way no matter what game 1 go from there?
So for game 1, I won the flip, picked the B side. So I led with my right spin attacker, and then I put out, I think, one of the stamina types afterwards. In game 2, I'm trying to guess where his rod is to put my goon up into it. Um, and then in game 3, again, specifically because I'm down, probably, I'm back on the B side, and I'm down, or I'm trying to just get easy points, so I lead Scorpio again in game 3.
Okay. I feel like I watch some players in our area, and it feels like they either don't switch their deck at all, like the order, like between all 3 games, they'll just keep it the same. And I don't know if there's any kind of strategic thought, like maybe they just think that's the best order for that matchup, or if they're just like, well, maybe they'll try to swap, and I just won't do anything.
I will say I don't swap against certain players, but it's mostly a mind game for me.
Okay.
Like I think against Crisis, I didn't swap game 2, and I think it kind of like threw him off a little bit.
Mm.
Like
And do you guys? I'm assuming you guys take like the score and stuff into consideration when you're like doing off the reshuffle and stuff.
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
because I know some people it feels like they don't.
I think most people are just like, here, how can I get as many points as I can? You know, what's the best thing that I can maybe win round 1 with? It's like I think me and Andy had this conversation one night, and uh, I was like, if I'm down, I'm gonna probably swing attack first, because if I get the KO, I get the KO, and then I'm down. I you know, I either lose my bad matchup that I might have to go play anyway, and we save time, or I win that match, and it makes me infinitely have a better game for the rest of the round. But like if I'm like, obviously if it's like 3-2 or something, I'm gonna try and like go for the safest bet, depending on the opponent's deck, obviously.
As because I see some like, and I do it a lot when I'm playing like a deck like these where it's like one attack Rod Dragoon. Some people feel like afraid. They feel like they have to pick Rod or Dragoon first, and like you'll be playing as a deck of like triple stamina, and they still won't pick like the attack type first. And
Oh
it's like
yeah.
something I always like to mention is like doesn't matter how you get to the fourth point or more. As long as you get there. Some people just try to get the 1 point, and I'm like, well, you can get two and still win. So to me, like, I feel like some people need to think about it. It's a little more. This matchup's ridiculous. But yeah, it's just an interesting thought
Yeah.
because that's like the one thing that we have playing like this 3-on-3 with the best of three format. Um, that you
Yeah.
don't get out of all the other ways that like the game is played. Like deck format, you only have you know everything ahead of time, so it's like there's no thought in the order because there is no order. Or if you only play like if you play like first to five or first to seven, you only have like the reshuffle to think about. But like with us, we're thinking about how do I want to order on this half compared to the other half of the stadium? How are they going to do it? And it depends on how much information you get from games one or
Hmm.
two. Because sometimes you don't go through all three
Right.
Beyblades, you know? Like sometimes we only see one and two. It's like, are they going to put that third one up or
There
not?
are several areas
You
that
don't
play 3-on-3 with optional deck reveal, even though it's not an optional rule yet. Um, so I think that's pretty analogous to what's happening for us when we pick in games 2 and 3, or like even picking in game 1, because we understand that we know the order
know.
that we have, or the side of the stadium. It definitely influences the order for me at times. But some days I'm just like, well, mathematically, this is the strongest option for me into everything in your deck, so I just put that up front.
Yeah.
That's what I'd say. If I don't know the person I'm playing, the attack normally leads no matter which side I'm on.
And then I wanted to ask how you two like normal rush over low rush on it. I did a little bit. We touched on it, but is there like anything? Is there any matchups that you like better with the normal rush as opposed to low rush, or do you just prefer it not throwing itself out as often?
So I personally like rush better into Dragoon and low rush more into Rod, because low rush gets the harder hits, right? But like I said, I'd rather have less chance of shooting out of the pocket, so I just go for kind of getting the Dragoon, you know, win. But doesn't always work out that way either way. But that's kind of where my thought is. Like I need to be good into at least one of those two combos, and if I'm better on one bit than the other, I need to be on that bit.
Okay, and then Ellie, you switched to it this tournament here, right? Like you were playing Low Rush before on Scorpio, or were you playing Scorpio at all?
I think I think I switched to it this tournament or maybe last one. Last one, I don't remember. I think I might have switched to it last one. Um, but yeah, it's uh, you just can't use it. I can't trust it. I can't launch it in ways, uh, can't do stalls and stuff in the bowl because it just throws itself out. Like it was
Hmm.
just overwhelmingly bad. Like I don't think it's actually better into anything. Like it might actually be better into tall things when it's tall. If Wolf or something CX comes back into the meta. Speaking of changes to the meta, Tricera Press got weighed out today, 36.5 grams. What are you fellas thinking?
Is that for the blade, or is that the whole?
The blade.
Okay,
If it's
30. I
just
mean,
the blade,
36
that's
is
pretty
all right.
solid.
That's
It,
heavier than I thought it was gonna be.
what's the shape again? Let me find this thing. I mean, it's kind of
Mm-hmm.
circular-ish.
It's got that
I
plastic on the
mean,
sides too.
I feel like, oh god, no, yeah, it kind of looks like it's got a little bit of like burst unicorn to it. It's got that like those like spiky bits that are just randomly in the circle. But like they're rounded, so I mean it might be fine. I don't know. I'll have to like see it in my hand to like
Yeah,
actually
I
have an
say
opinion.
I don't have it, so I don't know exactly. I mean, if it's good, I'm all for stuff being good. Like
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
I've gotten to the point where like this meta is good. I won't say this meta is bad. It's just I feel like nothing has changed in it for so long.
Yeah.
I was about to say the
Like
newest
even
change is Scorpion, and
like
then even
Scorpio,
there it's just swapping the fucking
yeah,
Phoenix combo off.
because it's not even. It doesn't feel like it's a mandatory pick. Um, it doesn't really change how the game is played. It's kind of just the same. And like, granted, I don't think we're gonna see like a big change in the game unless it's like bits changing the game. Like the blades don't really change it too much, other than replacing what was like there before. But even then, like Phoenix is still good. Like it's not like it totally outclasses Phoenix and Pegasus. So I mean, if this Tricera press is good, I mean, I'm all for that. I don't know. I mean, it being 36 grams means it's not a total throw pick.
Right.
So I mean, that's something
Yeah.
that's better than a lot of other releases, at least.
What about the Pegasus? You have hope for that?
For Pegasus Blast, I don't know. I mean, I think the gimmick on the bit thing is gonna be fun though.
I was about to say
I
at
don't know
this
what we're
point with
calling it.
CX, I'm not even worried about any of the layers.
Really?
I hate to say it, I think um the assist blade kind of made that whole wave just kind of too tall to be in the thing. But like I think they're still coming out with like solid parts on the base. I just think the layers aren't really all that great right now.
I just from the way this blade looks with the assist blade, I don't know if there's enough that's gonna catch the really like deliver a decent smash attack in comparison to like Phoenix or like Pegasus, the UX one that we have, or like Scorpio. Like there's just not enough here. I definitely don't think I don't know what the official term is for like the bit or the ratchet bit fusion thing is, but I think it'll be fun if that gimmick works well. Uh, maybe, but I mean for the way X works, I think the like final drive style gimmick will probably work the best.
Mm,
Because what happened in other gens is like the stadiums are just like that bowl with even walls on all this on half the
right.
stadium, and what happens is like there's no angle or anything on the Beyblade because it's just sitting there either on a semi flat or like a point, like a sharp
Mm-hmm.
or something. And once that retracts. It's flat on a rubber
Mhm.
thing, or flat on like a flat piece, and they just tornado stall out. But there's no way to tornado stall out in this stadium because of the rail. You're just gonna catch the rail instead, which is better because at least if they're sitting in the middle, once the gimmick activates and you hit them and maybe they go out, I don't know. I don't know how well it'll work in an actual battle, but theoretically, it sounds cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was about to say because it should be late enough in the round to where any stamina bays are sitting in the freaking center at that
Yeah.
point. So
That's another thing. We don't know how long it takes for it to actually activate.
Yeah.
yeah,
Uh,
Because some have activated later and some are earlier.
so you said you don't have any hope for CX layers. How about Cerberus Flame? No hope, Joel? None at all?
listen, I want it. I want it to be good. I will say, okay, when it comes to Cerberus, I am expecting the worst but hoping the best. Let's put it that way.
Okay.
I'm I'm kind of in the same boat where like I hope it's good. It looks cool, but I'll believe it when I see it.
I will at the very least keep it on the wall because it's very pretty. But
Yes.
Oh man, just a shelf piece. Oof.
I mean, to be fair, that's half my burst collection at this point. So
I think it looks good. I think both versions of the flame look good.
I don't
I
even
like
know.
that
I didn't even remember what the off color is. Let me see if I can
it's
find it real quick.
blue and purple because
Blue and
it's on the
purple. Oh
it's the
my
one on the
god,
whale.
that's gotta be.
I like that they're both kind of callbacks to like Hell Kerbeck's recolors, which is really neat.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
But I wish we would have gotten a yellow one. I wish we would have just got like the classic Hell Kerbeck's color. But I mean, I'll still take this.
Oh.
I mean, it looks pretty round. The real thing is if it has enough weight to it to like
Mhm.
make it worth being slightly taller. Because if it could be the same weight as Rod and just be taller, then it's just worse.
Yeah.
But if it's like way heavier than Rod, with like very low recoil, then we're like, okay, well maybe it's worth it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that looks really pretty.
I-
Sorry, it took me that long to find it.
we should have made Jared pull it up for us.
I could
Jared,
have.
do you have
Nah,
any particular advice for me? Does it seem like the theme in the matchups that I'm losing is over tilting?
Possibly. We can find one. Let's find which one do we want to look at. We can pick one of these Dragoon mirrors. So this is, I think this is the one that ends in a tie. But
Mm.
where, like for me, I'm afraid that when you tilt this hard, you lose more
You think
stamina
so?
this way. But I guess you can serve it because you're not hitting the rail. So it's like
Mhm.
it's almost like, I mean, both ways are going to lose stamina somewhat fast. It's a flat bit, you know.
Mm.
I think just like the way the
Not if I
contact
tilt
works
it.
out here.
Then now it's a funny needle.
Yeah,
I think I shouldn't have been. I didn't want to be all the way up in the hill. I was aiming for the ball and I
yeah. I was gonna
missed.
say I think that's where this one went wrong. His launch went differently too in this one, because the other two that were on this half of the stadium or this side of the stadium for these Dragoon mirrors, he ended up in the top the hill.
Mm-hmm.
He doesn't really do that.
Mm.
Honestly, I'm surprised that you didn't win this one because you didn't really hit the rail much at all in comparison to him.
Yeah.
I think he just hit you a bunch and it just killed your spin or something. I think these like hits into these corners are really bad. I think they just killed stamina for everyone. Like you need like pinches you between the rail and the thing here, like that stuff is always really bad. I was surprised seeing like burst or something off of that.
Yeah. I guess I'm lucky I only had one burst this game.
Yeah, I think that was the one burst was the only. I mean, you saw no bit burst off the elevate bits either. This one, I think what happens is with this tilt here, it does like leaned you into his drop launch too much.
I should have just gone flat.
Maybe not flat, but I mean, the you're just like constantly on the bad half here. You're pointed towards the pockets now the whole time because of the way he launched.
Yeah.
And like it happens a lot in these rod mirrors too, where like one player just ends up on this half, the other player is on the other, and they just hit each other a bunch. And then once the recoil, like the two blades will catch each other at the right spot, cause a lot of recoil, and one just gets thrown out because it's on the bad half. But when there's like not enough movement here, where you kind of just stay in the same half over and over again, that's when it's like really bad. It's almost unavoidable to like not get KO'd here.
Got it. So either the angle needs to change or like the direction because I like the
Yeah,
way the center of rotation rotates, the way it proceeds around, it just like keeps me in the bad place.
yeah. Because you kind of flatten out like here, and now you're just stuck here like this. Like I I try to launch for the corner he landed in. So what? I mean, it would have been bad here because we would just ran into each other, and then God knows what happens afterwards. But
If you were on B side, you would have just thrown it across.
yeah, I that's what I do. I try to like throw it across and then have it
Uh,
come back through the middle. Yeah.
that's a good idea. I should try that.
Like sometimes I've extreme people off of it like a couple of times where you just kind of catch them here. I can like draw it out if you want me to.
Yes.
See if I can get this to work. I think I have to exit full screen though. This and then this. Let me just show you real quick. What I do if like I'm on B side here, I try to put it here. So like I'll bank, it'll go here, and then once it doesn't stay here long, it'll just loop back this way.
Do
So if they stall like you did, you catch them and you extreme them.
do you throw it so it lands right there, or do you bounce off the stadium first?
It'll so I kind of angle it a bit, but it'll start like here before it gets over here.
So do you angle it like backwards towards yourself?
No, it's still forward. It's not like the backward stuff that you do. It's just the other
That
way.
doesn't make sense to me. How do you get it to go up?
I mean, you have to throw it a little bit because it's not gonna just
Ah,
start and
okay,
go there. You have
okay.
to push it that way, but then it just like kind of ricochets back this way. But then that keeps you on the good half of the stadium here because now you're pointed that way
Yeah,
instead of being over in this.
yeah.
Because that's what happens in yours. You just get caught on this half of the stadium, and you're just gonna bounce back and forth. Eventually, you're gonna get put in one of these pockets. It's almost unavoidable.
Yeah.
Like no matter what you do at this point, you're just gonna get stuck there. But if you can manipulate it so you're on the better half here with all the walls, it's better. Sometimes you get outspun doing it though. Like I've gotten punished that way. I don't know if it's solely because of that or just how random contact happens in this mirror match, but that's what I've been trying to do on B side. On X, I just try to draw launches sometimes, depending on how aggressively they're launching. If they're not launching very aggressively, maybe I try to launch aggressively.
Hmm.
I haven't seen like a mirror where both players just angle as hard as they can and launch hard. So I don't know how that really plays out, but in my experience, it's been all right. Like I've like I said, I've caught people on like extreme
Yeah.
finishes this way and stuff like that, doing this off of B side. Because technically, this is like the bad side for the Dragoon mirror because you have a shorter
Hmm.
like run off the rail
Yeah.
because it's everything's reversed since it's all less spin.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, thank you for taking the time out of your evening to talk to me. Um, Geetster, thank you for hosting. If people want to
Of course.
find your coaching, where can they go?
It'll be metafy.gg/@Geetster99. I'm going to be running a sale from this Sunday till next. Everything is going to be 30% off on the page. So if you want to try the service out or try one of the subscription tiers out, you can. It'll be 30% off. I might make a code for us later for more discounts, but for now it'll be just 30% off for everything
Awesome.
for a week. So if you want to get your footage in, you can just ask your judges for it.
Awesome. So you offer VOD reviews for on that service
Yep.
as well.
I have VOD reviews. I have a server that I need to work on a little bit more, but it's mostly there.
Mhm.
I have guides, written guides, and then I also do written VOD review where you don't have to sit on a call with me. You just send me the video and I'll just type something up and send it back to you. So you don't even have to
You don't have to schedule.
take the time out of your day to sit
Yeah.
there. Yep, you can just do it whenever and I'll get back to you within like a day or two with something written back.
That's super awesome. All right, gentlemen, it's been great talking to you, and I hope to see you both next time on another Maryland match footage review.
Yes, sir.
I'm always done the fun.
Thank you for having us.
Awesome.
Thanks for having us.
Awesome.